And he's joining us live. Raghav, the national capital has seen about 5,000 cases and the cases continue to be on the rise. Is a night curfew enough?
Well, so Niranjan, the government of Delhi, the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi, is essentially following a three-pronged approach. First is vaccination for all. That is our pitch, that is our appeal. And in fact, yesterday the Honorable Chief Minister wrote to the Honorable Prime Minister requesting him to remove all sanctions and restrictions that have been levied. And this vaccination process has not been able to pick up steam. And therefore, we have in the process of ensuring vaccination for all, notified all 33 Delhi government-run hospitals as 24/7 vaccination centers. So the first point is vaccination for all. Second is strict enforcement of COVID appropriate behavior, which is being done by the administration of Delhi with assistance from certain quarters of the Delhi police, whereby it is being ensured that people wear masks, they adopt certain measures of hygiene, and also resort to social distancing. And the third point, Niranjan, is putting certain restrictions on free movement of people. One of them happens to be night curfew. In fact, to be very honest with you, it was the doctors of the central government on the panel of the government of India that had suggested, and certain experts that had suggested that, look, a measure like night curfew, which is essentially a stopgap arrangement, can create certain deterrence, and certainly social gatherings, etc., that have been taking place over the last few months in the evenings, late night, etc., will certainly come to a halt, and that will perhaps help to some extent control and curb the outbreak of COVID-19. We've deferred to the wisdom of these experts of the central government. So it's essentially a three-pronged approach. But let me again say this, that we at the government of Delhi feel, and it is our absolute certain belief, that there is one Suraksha Kavach that we can give to every citizen of Delhi, and that is vaccination. And we have even gone on record to say that if these sanctions and restrictions, age limits, health restrictions, etc., are removed, vaccination is made available for all within a span of 30 days, within a span of 90 days, within a span of 3 months. The Kejriwal government in Delhi will vaccinate every single person.
Yeah. And what's been the response to that? It's not just your government. I think before you, the Punjab Chief Minister had also written to the centre. Your government has asked the Prime Minister. Today we had the Indian Medical Association, the IMA, also requesting for vaccination of all adults. That's everyone above the age of 18. And we spoke to the AIIMS director, who also observed, and that's a general observation, that younger adults are contracting COVID-19. And what's been the response so far to the vaccine for all demand?
Well, it has been voiced by several people, and several chief ministers, senior political leaders, members in the administration have written to the union government. But for some reason, Niranjan, it appears, and I'm not blaming or making a political statement. All I'm trying to say here is that it appears that the entire thrust of the union government is on export of vaccines. They are more keen on exporting vaccines that are produced in India to countries like Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, Uganda, Somalia, so on and so forth. And they are less keen on vaccinating their own citizens. It appears that the government of India has got its priorities misplaced. And therefore, in fact, yesterday, the Aam Aadmi Party held a press conference, and we gave figures as to how in the last few weeks, 645 lakhs, that is 64.5 million doses of vaccines, were exported to 84 countries, and less than that was administered to citizens of India. And the inoculation rate, that is the vaccination rate in India, is so slow that if we progress at the current rate, Niranjan, it will take India almost 15 years to vaccinate every single citizen. Therefore, we urge the union government to ensure that citizens of India are given priority, their health, their well-being is given priority, and they are vaccinated. Once vaccination of all Indian citizens is complete, certainly the government of India can go about indulging in vaccine diplomacy. But currently, this vaccine diplomacy at the cost of the health of citizens is certainly unjustified, and no right-thinking individual would buy this argument of the government of India.
Okay, my last question to you, Raghav Chadha. First of all, is Delhi prepared if the government agrees to broad-base the vaccination program? Is Delhi prepared infrastructure-wise in terms of supply to ensure that everyone who needs the vaccines gets it? And secondly, we just had an advisory that came out to all media houses to ensure that there is much more awareness. What is your government doing on the awareness part? Because we've seen in videos and through reporting as well that people's guard generally has fallen as far as COVID is concerned.
No, of course, yes. There is a large section of society that has essentially let their guard down, and it is primarily because of this COVID fatigue that one has been experiencing for the last few months, that a significant part of our population is not following COVID appropriate behavior. And of course, apart from enforcement, a mega awareness drive has been undertaken by the government of Delhi as well as several other governments across the country. That's one. Number two, as far as our preparedness vis-a-vis vaccination is concerned, let me give you certain facts and figures. There are more than 500 centers in Delhi where vaccination is being offered, where people are being inoculated. This is a combination of private as well as government sector centers. Number two, all 33 Delhi government-run hospitals have been of course open for vaccination, and they are open 24/7. So even if you're working day and night, you have a work schedule which does not permit you enough time during the day, you can go at night, maybe early morning, etc., and get yourself inoculated and vaccinated. And thirdly, out of the total number of vaccine doses that have been administered in Delhi, you'll be surprised to know that 73% of the doses administered in Delhi are being done by government centers and government hospitals, and only 27% of the total doses that are being administered are done at private centers. So therefore, people in Delhi appear to be, and rightly so, trusting the government sector run institutions when it comes to a hassle-free vaccination process. And through your channel, of course, I urge the citizens of Delhi to come forward and get themselves jabbed, get themselves vaccinated. Yesterday, we administered 87,000 doses of vaccines in Delhi alone. And this figure can pick up. As far as the paraphernalia is concerned, as far as the logistical arrangement is concerned, we have done our groundwork, we've done our homework. The moment the government of India lifts these restrictions and sanctions, we will be able to vaccinate the entire population of Delhi within a span of 90 days.
90 days. Okay, let's see where the story goes. We believe that everyone should get the vaccination, and most people we speak to, experts included, believe that it is time to diversify the vaccination program and fast track it. Thank you, Raghav, for speaking to Republic TV.